Pick up another you call in the parking lot Tucson. Are you with me? When I stand with the roof gone, I pull up like Jimmy Neutron. Looking if you get a move on, like you haul, and I know we need to go slow, but we could go faster. Maybe the best.
Hello, you guys. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hold on. What's up, y'all? Okay, I know a lot of people was mad at me about the Genesis Reed situation. It wasn't a lot, but it was some people. And I want to say this. Please. Okay? Because y'all ain't finna eat my ass up talking about this and that. I thought it was okay, but it probably was a sound going in and out. Who knows? Because that day my stuff was acting a plump fool. Child, a plump fool, and it don't matter who act like what. So there are some fallouts going on when it comes to Stepdaddy Joe. Y'all can go watch it over on Facebook on Fame Polo page. Yeah, she the only cared about what happened, even though yes, I agree. Annette and her kids talking about losing. Yes, they pissed me off. We're gonna get into that. Annette and them pissed me off really, really bad. They pissed me off so goddamn bad when they sat there and said what they were saying. I was mad because I'm like, y'all don't care. Y'all don't care about Nazaya. It wasn't. We gonna get into that because I was pissed off. But with Dro, we gonna talk about the fallout. So Fame Polo and the Davis family have fallen out. And we're going to talk about it. Y'all can go watch it on his page, but I'm gonna play a little bit of it, but we gonna listen to this.
And you know it gets real over here. I know y'all been waiting. My inbox tells me, and I am here. Okay? So, shit has hit the motherfucking fan. Y'all hear me? Like it's a war going on over in Iran. It was a war on fucking Facebook, y'all. And to be quite honest, I don't like it because it overshadows justice for Dro. And to be quite honest, it could have been avoided. I'm gonna be real. It could have been avoided. And whoever don't like what I'm saying, hey, it is what it is. But I give the real. Granted, Polo has done a lot. Whether or not the family has given him some of the information for him to follow up on. Isn't that how it's supposed to work? If someone is working with you or for you or whatever the situation is in your favor to help, get more things done.
Paul, I just thought of something. I heard somebody say Lulu help. They were mad at Lulu because Lulu made him a good man and Tyrone was a scammer. Tyrone was a truck driver. Tyrone was not a scammer. I don't know where y'all getting y'all information from. Tyrone was a truck driver. Tyrone had no reason to scam nobody. I have my friend, one of my best friends, who Tyrone Davis' grandmother went to church with my best friends, one of my best friends' mother. Tyrone was not a scammer. Please stop saying that. Lulu did not help him. Lulu was getting what she wanted out of him. Please stop spreading misinformation. And the reason I made that post yesterday about how Florida is, if Florida find out you spreading misinformation like that, Florida is not, please don't do that. Okay, let's just keep this where it's enough drama going on with this. But me, from my sources and people that knew Tyrone was not a scammer. He was a truck driver. And he did social media. That's how he made his money.
they have to work with you. And so you're giving them the information that you do know for them to follow up on. And he took it a step further with some of the information that was given to him. And family did give him, praises. But I think the problem was whenever he gets frustrated with things, he has a way with words. And everyone is not accepting to being called out in certain ways. Okay? Now that's whenever things should have like happened more behind the scenes. The more in your face person, and he has a huge following.
Yeah, he
I
is.
was
Yeah.
there to see everything happen, and he takes pride in what he does. He really does. I sent a man who felt betrayed and hurt, ghosted him. It's like a relationship whenever you're in a relationship and you don't want to deal with a person no more and you don't feel the need to answer a phone call or a text message and you just avoid it and ignore it. He got ghosted. But yet when he went live, they were on his live and he's talking in reference to them
Yeah.
and inviting them to come up, but they chose not to come up. And that made him even more upset. So next thing you know, all these bombs was dropping. Baby, it was like war. And then from there, it was a comment that was made by a family member with laughing emojis that pretty much solidified that he was being mocked at. He was so aggravated to where he basically was like, it's time that the truth come out. Then Auntie Tasha put a post on her page saying, come join the live. And baby, when I got to the live,
For everybody that is on my page, y'all know who I am. I am Shanae Jackson, and I will actually make sure that I introduce myself, just because I am on with the family of Tyrone Davis, and I am on with Miss Natalie Davis and Natasha Davis. So I want to be clear that the reason that we're taking the time to get on a live together at 10 o'clock at night is because my followers know that I don't like mess. I've seen a lot of chaos now that I've settled down this evening, and I wanted to make sure to clear up some points. And I use every opportunity as an opportunity for education. So I actually got involved and been helping the family to navigate the process. I've seen a lot of allegations. I've seen a lot of assumptions. I've seen a lot of people just speaking out the side of their necks and out their ass. And so I want to give the opportunity to make sure to help people understand what is happening. So therefore, people who are truly following this and who want to figure out how to help can continue to do so. But we could also identify those who actually just like mess. So what I would love to do is for each family member to introduce themselves. I'm going to tell people about me who might not know, and then I want to get into the conversation.
now, for those who wasn't paying attention, for the people in the back, her name is Shanae Jackson. She's from Gainesville. She's an activist. She does a lot of talking about schools and electoral candidates, okay, and getting people out there to vote. She said she had been in contact with them for 2 weeks now. She was in the background. That's where it get kind of messy because, again, a conversation could be had
Right.
if you're not 100% okay or sure that you want to move forward with someone who you have been working with diligently
You could have
about
said that. I
your
agree with
family
that.
member, hello. I appreciate all the help that you have done so far, but we kind of want to go in a different direction with things. We're not liking the way things are heading with you. I mean, transparency, straightforward, to the point. Had that happened, I don't think bombs over Facebook would be going on right now. It's hurt. As a man, he's hurt because he feels that he was snaked. And to be quite honest, I understand. I understand. Everybody handles things differently, you know, and it could have been handled better and we wouldn't be going through this right. But
I
shout out
agree.
to you, Polo. You did what you could do. I'm sorry the situation didn't work out with you. I wish that it could have been better communication with you all and things could have ended on a better note. But just know that you did do what you were able to do in the time that you had everything in your hands.
Hey,
Shit happens. Shit happens every day.
that's
And
true.
when things happen and it changes around,
I agree. Polo was into, like, he had was talking to people. Now he did say something about how the EMT said something different about what he had on than what somebody else had on. And I think that's why people start labeling, oh, they're scammers. That's not true. I understand. Let me explain something to y'all. And I grew up in Florida. Like I told y'all, I'm a Florida girl all the way. Everybody in Florida don't scam. Okay? Is there scamming activity? Absolutely, like everywhere else. But don't think because they got this on their scamming. That's just not necessarily true. Okay? And Florida get the bad rep of from Dade County all the way up to Jacksonville. People think of scammers. They think that that's not true. Okay? That's not true.
what you were expecting to be doing, it's okay. Move forward. You don't have to dwell on the situation. You don't have to focus on it. You ain't even got to expose it, to be quite honest. I know you were being who you are because Trolls is trolling the shit out of the family. But just know that no matter what, the way this world works, what's done in the dark comes to light. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you want to be helpful towards someone else. So don't have it to where a person is afraid to actually work with you because of what's going on right now. And I say this from the heart, bro. Because you know I fuck with you. I fuck with you. As the family moved forward and they worked with Miss Shanae Jackson, I hope that all works well. As we saw when she came in, and to be quite honest, she's the female polo. It's justice
Mm-hmm.
for Tyrone. He deserves justice. People sincerely want to know what the hell happened. And we don't know what happened inside that vehicle that caused him to be pushed out, jumped out, or stepped out of the vehicle. The only person that know that is Lulu, and Lulu ain't been back on the scene to even put a dot
Exactly.
anywhere. Not a line, not a
Ain't saying
caption, not a
nothing.
pic, nothing. So I already said that it's gonna be a RICO that happens in this case. There's a lot of people that have been reaching out to FBI and other people. Let's see who all gets swept up. But I'll be back with more on Miss Shanae Jackson live. Okay, y'all, what's up? It's your girl, Real Miss Virgo, and you know it gets real over here. This is part two.
So when y'all lose the plot and how this man lost his life, if we don't stand and become consistent and show up for each other, it'll be somebody else. It so happens that this family is traveling from Broward, but literally this happens in our community all the time. That's why none of us are surprised. That's why so many of you all are following it because it's so familiar. And so what I'm asking y'all to do is stay tuned in. Pay attention. Listen to what it is. Before they gave the last few updates, they made sure to verify that the information was correct before sharing it with you. Stop letting outside people come in and tell you what's right or what's wrong because they don't know. So they're not in the email communications that I have in writing because I'm the receipt queen. They don't know what the records request is that I sent because they're not a part of that. They don't know when the meeting actually is. And I haven't stated that, and we've not shared it. You will know once the family gets here. The thing that you know is the boots on the ground and the action that's going to take place on the 28th because it takes all of us. And literally, the reason that we want you all there is to bring the attention to it so other people can say, hey, I remember on that day this or that happened. Think about because these people have been consistent, they were able to find other witnesses. They were able to talk to other people to know that they've not been in an interview.
I have to stop right there. Polo was the one that actually came across another witness.
Yep.
And the guy who was the first on the scene, guess the family did give the information over, but Polo was the one that questioned him thoroughly.
Mm-hmm.
No one knew that the police had not reached back out to him.
Nobody did.
No one even knew that he actually sent the pictures. But let's go.
That's what this literally is about. So many things happen to us in our community because we lose the plot. And we lose the plot because so many people want to be, I don't even know. So many people want to be known. This Facebook shit, this social media shit, it's too much. It's addictive to so many people that we're losing so much traction.
The same social media shit that helped to get traction in the first place. Now, that's my only issue that I have with her statement, because a lot of awareness comes from things that are posted on social media. So never sit there and diss any social media because it has helped. And speaking of social media, she does social media as well as YouTube. Like somebody else that we know but don't have a YouTube page. And I recall her going viral a little bit, like about 2 weeks ago. She was talking about the school districts changes and them closing down schools and how it's money that's been taken away from the school to fund other things, and they want to take away property taxes. And part of the property taxes that we pay in Florida helps, fund our schools. And so we have to make sure that we know the correct officials that we are electing, and to get out there and know who is running in our district so that way we can put the right people into the seats. Now, that's totally different from what's going on here. And she actually mentioned that she had a death in the family and they were fighting for justice, but she never said if they actually got justice. Um, no shade. I'm just pointing out the facts. So I hope this new person can actually do something, because I've seen a lot of credit be given but then taken away when credit should have been due. I'm never biased. I'm always open to everything, but I just have to say exactly what I see, and that's what it is.
We're gonna go to fan
That's all I
polo
want
in
to
a
say.
minute.
And then once it's not popular anymore, everybody exits. That's not me. And y'all know that I've been in this game for 10 years consistently. And I literally left from an event that I had to do trying to save our schools from being closed, to sit down and to literally see that this is happening. I don't know what it is. I probably do, but we're not going there. I asked them, and mind you, it's so much going on that they didn't necessarily want to get on here, but I wanted to utilize this as an opportunity to educate people, as an opportunity to recenter and get back to where it is, as an opportunity to let y'all know that's noise. I don't give a damn what somebody stated they was outing. Whatever was out, and I didn't watch the video, and I'm keeping it a buck with you. I don't care. You can look and say, if it did happen, that's my uncle over there. That's my cousin right there. That's my this, because that's us. Let's be real about this. We real people. Let's just keep it G.
That's true.
The lack of communication is there's a mom and a dad on both sides. The purpose of this is to close in the gaps. I can't finger point and say, well, mama, you didn't get the information to dad, and dad, you get the information to mama. I also know that sometimes they talk above people on purpose. So instead of me pointing fingers at anybody, let's get it all together. Let me figure out what people know and then take it from there. So if y'all know me, I'm relentless as fuck, but I don't start there. The way that we're starting is we're going to sit down to the table, look at what they actually have, what they actually went by, and we're going to actually take it from there. This whole notion. What we're going to go by is the certified PI is who they hired because they have access to tools that all of us don't have. What we're going to do is follow this process. There are no shortcuts. I want to be clear. This is not the time or the space in order to hire the attorney. It's not beneficial for the family. It's not beneficial for the cause at this particular moment. I want to center. Ain't nobody playing with any money that actually has been given. It has been utilized for what it's supposed to be utilized for. I saw another post where they said, well, they don't need no money. They ask y'all for y'all money. My deal is this. If we're sitting back and we watching, if we got so much to say, we should have help to give. White people stand in the paint for each other for far less. We should be glad to give 25, 50, 100, or whatever it is for justice because it's bigger than just this family. Stop letting people talk you out of showing up for us and our people. Stop it. Stop letting people justify, well, that's why I want to give my money. It's all bullshit. And I want to state that to you. My final point is, gauge your source. The fact that I'm seeing the same people being bullshit every few months, come on now.
Huh?
The fact that it's the same people and bullshit every few months with different people, I just want to be clear about who the common denominator is. I want to be clear. And I want to keep that a buck.
All right, y'all. And part 3 to this is coming up next. I love y'all. See y'all in a minute. Okay, y'all. What's up? It's your girl, Real Miss Virgo, and you know it gets real over here. Hey, what's up? It's your girl, Real Miss Virgo, and you know it gets real. Now, this is part 3. This is where it gets a little bit messy because it was messy the entire message. And I'm really trying to, follow. But, baby, I could not stop. I was like, and I ain't even polo. Just trying to block the jabs for real. But here we go.
So I want to state that. But even outside of all of that, if we are here and pure of heart, none of that actually matters. And so I'm speaking very clearly because I stand on business. If anybody knows me, what the fuck anybody gonna do with me? And I want to state that. Even as you're stating this ain't a competition. This is about doing what's right. Nobody cares. Polo will still be talking trash, and we're gonna get up tomorrow. We still gonna have this meeting. We still gonna get these records. We still gonna have this PI. Life is still going to go on. So the same way it was him going through it with somebody about him supposedly messing with punks. The same way it was, he said everybody left him when he went to jail. Literally, he's the only nigga I know that every few months he's sassy as hell. And I don't need him to call men sassy. That he got more energy than a woman. And I don't mean, because I hate to say that women, than a messy ass woman. It's just absurd. And for all of you that want to beat a dog and bring the bone and carry it, Shanae is saying this. The family ain't got to say anything. So I want to state this because you're just as fault as him. And instead of being true friends and telling him to go get some true mental health services, instead of being a true friend and say, fool, why would you quit your job? Because this is something that's going to end at a particular time, because he actually didn't quit his job to do this for the family. That's dumb. None of that makes sense. That's like me quitting my job tomorrow. That's like the family quitting their job.
What? Huh? What they got to do with? It's no offense to you, ma'am. What the hell they got to do with figuring out what's going on with Tyrone? I'm just asking. What? Okay. We're going to play him after this, y'all.
That don't make sense. Y'all carry stupidity, and we're not going to do that. There is no space for that.
Well, let's focus on
what I want to state to you.
We didn't want to hear that.
It is in this moment, while other people explain themselves, I don't. This is what we do. I do things in order. We're going to do things in order. We're not giving any more space to that. And I'm looking sideways at anybody that does. In this moment and in this movement, you're here because you understand the bigger picture. You're here because you want to right the injustice. You're here because you want to give answers to these kids and this family. Even as we're stating that the family going back and forth, that's normal in anybody, that even when people die natural causes. So let's not act like it's not. We're going to work through that. So whatever they got going on, we're going to work through it so they can be stronger on the other side. And they'll tell you when I talk to them, we're going to navigate that. We're going to find this out. If I have to be the liaison between mom and dad, I'm willing to do that. That's what we're going to do. Stop pointing out what's wrong. We're going to take what's right, and we're going to move forward in order to be able to get this done. With that, we're going to leave you all. Y'all can tell Polo Shanae said it. Good night.
Whew.
Was that needed?
Baby. That was a lot. Again, the focus is on the wrong thing. It should have just been justice for Dro.
Exactly.
She did a lot. Let's see what happens. it was something that was said in reference to this. And I'm gonna I have to go back digging because I have a little issue now. And again, I'm still justice for Dro. Everybody wants justice for Dro. I even talked to Polo. Polo still wants justice for Dro. I think it was just transparency, communication. Let's see what this happens with this.
It's getting messy. It's getting a little too getting a little too messy. It's getting too messy at this point. That wasn't even needed because let me see if I can play it on here because I can't play it on my thing for some strange ass reason. Let me see if I can play it on Facebook. I mean, that wasn't even needed for her to say that. You did. That wasn't for you to say that. Now you doing too much. Hold on, y'all. Then we're going to get to Jarvis then. Because he was doing a good job. And, you know, he was saying he don't care. Okay. I'll play a little bit. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm not going to play the whole thing. Y'all can go to his page for that. But I agree. He was doing, I feel like everybody.
Let me try to get CC on here.
And they did not pay for the church. The mama did everything by herself.
When it came to Natalie, what did Natalie say about the supporters' money?
No, I didn't talk to Natalie. I said that Natasha told me.
Oh, great. Appreciate for the correction. Natasha, what did Natasha say about the money?
She told me, fuck them people. They don't know us.
When it came to the meeting in Gainesville, how many times did Detective Dawson them try to set up the meeting for the Davis family to show up?
Three times. See, that while they were bashing the mama all on social media, but they didn't tell what the fuck they was doing behind social media. 3 times the detective set up the meeting. The detective knew everything that was going on social media. He told the mama he can't believe that they got a family like this. And if they bring their ass up to Gainesville, their ass gonna be broke.
Who
They missed all 3 appointments because the daddy said he got to get up his team.
Once again, we not talking about the city hall meeting. Not the city hall meeting, and you got matter better yet, you ain't even gotta listen to what she just said about that. I said this shit on my live several times about the meetings. See, the whole time people talking about the city hall, it was meetings that the Davis family was already supposed to go to. I already talked to Tyrone on the phone about this. So when he told me about the meetings with the police, you know what I mean? They never went. They never showed up. It was always, I gotta get my team together. Just like when we were talking to the white lady and Tyrone was on the phone, I posted that receipt on my page. Tyrone was like, oh man, put in the car and let's go see. That time, Tyrone them was supposed to come up there then and talk to these people. Tyrone them never made it up there, never came up there. Never stepped out 1 foot back in Gainesville at all. Know what I mean? Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Having the detective been watching these live since day one?
Yes. The detective was watching everything that was going on social media. He's never seen a family like that before. But if they come up there with that bullshit, they going to jail.
The crazy part about this is that all this shit been going on. And not only that, they only switched up on Polo because Polo told them, you got to be transparent with people money. If you accept any donation from anybody who you say for a lawyer or for a PI, you must be transparent with your followers because they're the ones who donate your money. They felt like they didn't have to be transparent. They felt like they didn't have to show no receipts. The real reason y'all only fell out with Polo because y'all refused to be transparent. Y'all refuse to tell people the truth. And then when niggas start telling y'all, hey, you know you lied about this on social media. You know, in the beginning you said that this girl did this and girl did that. I say, here go the receipts that say different. I say you need to correct that on your social media platform because you the one went live and said that. Not one time did Tasha or anybody ever correct anything they said wrong. I posted receipts and I told them y'all wrong for that. Y'all openly lying to the public.
Listen, they wasn't going to correct that because when I talked to Renee, I informed Natasha because I asked Renee, is it okay? I'm going to tell Natasha everything we thought about it. She said she don't care. So guess what? When I talked to Natasha and told her everything Renee said, it was silent. It was silent. And silence tells you a lie. So Renee wasn't lying.
The thing about it is, right, and it's the funny part about it is, right, you're gonna have people that feel like, oh, you just fell out with the family. Not me. They gonna say that you fell out with Natasha, so therefore you lying on Tasha. In reality, you really had no reason to lie. Polo had no reason to lie because I was going to bike with you. I was actually going harder than anybody on the Davis family. You know what I mean? When they received backlash, people rose up. Nigga wasn't nobody there but Polo. It wasn't no Nelly, Tasha. None of the motherfuckers was on no front line. Never. So it's not body. The point being is when you find out the truth about what people doing and how they're actually moving and how they're not being transparent, you gotta let people know. That's why I drop receipts. I don't give a fuck about who come on this live and say Polo lying. Polo always drop receipts. Always have. You know what I mean? Mama always put a timestamp on it. That's just like when you try to discredit John Doe. When he was the person that showed up on the scene or whatsoever before the nurse and doctor showed up on the scene. He the same person that rolled Tyrone on his side. When the nurse and doctor say that, oh, the black car rolled off, the person that was in the black car was the person who was there first. He didn't lie. The people who lied was the goddamn white fat dude who claimed that he did all this and never let his old lady speak. It wasn't a lie. I posted the receipts. I even posted the timestamp when the man called the police and called the 911 at 5:45. I posted that too. It lasted 4 minutes. Fight check that. That came by true. Then when the man saw me, the man told me he sent these people pictures of Tyrone's body on the side of the road, took pictures of him on the scene with Tyrone. They had these pictures already. They been had these pictures when they said they didn't know. The man got in Tasha's inbox trying to reach out to her. She never responded to him and then let somebody else call him. When in reality, the man been trying to tell y'all, I'm the one who found him. Y'all spoke about him, but y'all never went in detail. This man provided y'all with everything. And he gave a statement to Detective Dawes. He gave, and I'm just not just talking. I talked to him. I dropped the receipts. Matter of fact, not only that, only reason why I haven't posted Tyrone's body because I said I'm gonna respect the dead. I've been said that, but there's certain people who know I got the pictures. The man came on live and said he sent the pictures to them. That wasn't no lie. That was fights. That was fights. I just said I'm gonna have respect for the dead and not post his body on social media. But there's certain people who have seen this. They have seen the swelling marks on his bike. They seen the girl picture on his bike. Hell, part of it was still with that little jacket he had that got Lulu face on it. That, and then the little part of the blanket or whatsoever, the hospital blanket. All that's in the picture. All that's there. All the pictures was there. So y'all been knew this and y'all lied about this. Y'all lied about this. When these people said what this man had on, compared to what the EMT and what the first person said they had on, you knew that the white people were lying in. But not one time did you ever correct that. Y'all weren't focused on that. Y'all whole narrative was to push this over here, make it seem like this, instead of finding out the truth in detail. I'm not going to say it was an accident. I'm not going to say it was this. Because there's a lot of parts around that don't make sense and don't add up because at the end of the day, she still left his side when he was out there on the side of the road.
Exactly.
Regardless. So that part of the game will never change. That part is always there. and that person will have to truthfully answer to that. But we can't get that answer of why you left him there, or went to a place that he was there and you was over there. That could never be changed. But the part when the David family came in and their narrative was, we justice for Joe, was y'all really justice for Joe? Because Tasha, you don't have no car. You don't.
Hold on, y'all. He live now. Hold on. Let me go to his page. Oh, it's a mess. Oh, yeah.
And talk about Polo. You ain't even did your job yet. Fuck everything else y'all talked about. Sum this shit up so we can go ahead and move on to the next chapter. Let's sum this shit up by dropping them receipts. That's it. Let's sum it up. Let's wrap this shit up with dropping them receipts. That's it. That's it. And I'm telling the world, drop the receipts. All this morning motivation, motivate them motherfucking receipts.
Why
all this
like
morning
that?
motivation, make it morning motivation with dropping them receipts. Yeah. Yeah. Morning motivation with receipts. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sum this shit up. Let's wrap this shit up. And how we gonna wrap this shit up is when you do morning motivation, drop the receipts. That's it. Drop the receipts. You want the supporters' money. You don't want to show them where it's going at. You feel like tell them that.
It's going.
Tell them where it's going at.
That's
man, drop the receipts, man. Y'all so connected. It was so locked in with Dro account. Y'all was so tied in with the main account. Drop the receipts. If you were connected to the account, drop the receipts. Drop the receipts. But you got people want to beat me mad. Fuck nigga this. Fuck no, who you should have been calling that is the people, your own people who can't drop no receipts. It's not my fault that your life is a lie. It's not my fault that you can't trick everybody. It's not my fault that you thought Polo was like the other bloggers. It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. Tell the world the real reason why the switch up happened. I'm only gonna let you slide so many times. Morning motivation with them receipts. All this singing, your voice starting to shake now. Your voice don't even sound the same no more. You trying to figure out words to say. Well, let me help you out. Morning motivation with receipts. That's how you do it. Morning motivation with receipts. Well, this morning motivation with Auntie Receipts, and I'm here to set Polo up once and for all, and I'm gonna drop these receipts on everything I have said because Polo is attacking us or whatsoever. So I'm gonna drop these receipts, and I'm gonna show the world that Polo is a fraud. Polo is lying. He is a problem. Everything he's saying ain't right.
how?
Here go the receipt of the $250,000. Here go the receipt of the money being transferred overnight. Here go the receipt of the name being changed on the policy. Baby, if you got them receipts, your ass going to jail because you just committed fraud as well. Yeah. 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 And just as much as y'all sick and tired of Polo, you should be sick and tired of the fucking lies. For the longest, the world ain't even know about the goddamn baby in Georgia.
Baby.
Until it started getting talked about.
Who
Now you
got a
want to post
baby?
pictures. You got something to say about Polo. But Polo was the same motherfucker that was helping that cash app go ching ching. Ching ching.
He got a
ching,
baby?
Ching. You forgot?
Who got a baby? Wait,
You forgot?
Listen.
And another thing is that fights, you can check this receipt. Let me drop another receipt. The reason why people went around GoFundMe, the reason why you go around GoFundMe, because GoFundMe's job is to protect the people from fraudulent activities, to protect the people of being taken advantage of for their currency. You set up anytime that you want a private attorney, a lawyer, or if you're going through anything that's traumatic, even if you was a victim and you start a GoFundMe account, you must provide all receipts to what you set that GoFundMe up for. You must be 100% transparency that give trust to the people that you not with the bullshit. But to go around GoFundMe, the only company that's really trustable or credible of making y'all do the right thing, and you have.
First of all, I want to know who the baby in Georgia from. Another thing I want to know is, this is what I'm going to say. And I'm going to say this. Joe broke ass baby mama, what? I'm going to say this. Lulu and all of them ain't right. I don't care how good they try to, how good Lulu feel like it is. Lulu ain't right either. Let's keep it a buck. Lulu, all of them, if that's the case. Wait a minute. Lulu got a baby. Hold on. Let me see if I'm reading this right.
People go Cash App, Time, Apple Pay, everything that has no trace of people money. Because if people didn't put what the purpose was for in that little comment section, even though they still could dispute your ass for feeling, because they feel like fraudulent activity took place, and any bank gonna overturn it. Any bank gonna overturn it. You know what I mean? Hey, listen here. Ain't nobody can't tell me to worry about me. Because remember, some of y'all were the same people that told me to worry about Joe. And that's what I'm doing. Exposing the fraud for people acting like they worried about Joe. Concerned about Joe.
Wait a minute.
Really want justice for Joe.
Anybody answer my question?
Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
Who got a baby?
That's what I'm doing.
Why we gonna skip over a baby? Come on now. Y'all meant
Yeah.
Come on now.
And then you have people. Yeah, you right. You right. It probably was. It probably was their worst mistake by joining with Polo. And you know why? Because you can say that bullshit to everybody else. You can't say that bullshit to me. Because everybody know that Polo will rock with you. But the second Polo find out that you lying about anything and you making him look bad based off your lies.
Now, I do want to say, I knew when I said that about the thing, I say she probably did change it. She probably could not. I did say that. I did say that about the insurance, the life insurance. I say she probably did, she probably didn't, but let's be clear. Who assigned for that to happen? They weren't married. A lot of people like, well, they were married. Like I kept telling y'all, that didn't make sense because they're not married. But you can get a life insurance policy on somebody. Yes, you can. Oh, the baby mama had another baby. Oh, wow. You can get a life insurance policy on somebody. But I will say this. Some of the stuff, I was just like, I'll wait to see what happened. We did report it, but now we're getting the truth out. To me now, and I ain't ashamed to say I was wrong on something. I'm not ashamed to do that. It's just me. But my thing is, all y'all, why ain't no all of them? The hell? No disrespect. Sorry, y'all. All of them. You had somebody help you, and then you. That's why I was like, the lady should never say, "Oh, no, that wasn't your place to say all that."
Oh shit, bitch, you could have been Billie Jean. You could have been Michael Jackson giving me $200,000 a month. Bitch, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Cause at the end of the day, you know what the people gonna say? Well, Polo, you went along with that. You went along with that. Activists and them big advocates, that's why they never tuned in. That's why they never did, because y'all never put in no work. Y'all never were genuine trying to fight. That's why. The detective ain't keep not paying attention. You lie to the detective when you say the detective wasn't paying attention. Oh, the detective was paying all the way attention. All the way attention. You know how these detectives do. If you smart and you got any sense, when you tell a detective this could be a homicide, do you think you're right, man, that these people ain't paying attention? These people just sit back and they watch. And they watch. And they watch. And guess who they watching the first, the most? The family. They're watching the family. And see the family fighting and pushing the cause. They paying attention to the family. Because when a family member die, the first suspects are the family. The first suspects when a family member die. You know the motherfucking procedure when somebody die in a family and the family member say something, the first people that consider the suspect is the people around him. Them the first people. Not the outsiders, they the second person people. Listed as suspect. It gonna always be the people that's around him, the number one suspect. First, they gotta rule them out. They gotta watch how they move, watch how they act, watch how they fight, watch how many of them speak on the situation. They pay attention. That's what a real detective do. A homicide detective. They watch the family without even telling the family nothing. So why you were hard about the detective? Wasn't watching. Oh, he was watching. He watched y'all do nothing. That's what he watched. That's what he watched. Y'all don't know 352 better than the people that's from 352. You gotta be foolish. You gotta be foolish. Gotta be stupid. You gotta be stupid. But at the end of the day, like I just said, the only people that I'm pushing transparency for is the people that started following Polo. The people who started paying attention. And the only thing I'm saying, if you care about the situation, like some of y'all claim y'all do, then there's no way that you should be offended by Polo saying, drop the receipts.
Yeah. That's better.
Drop the receipts. If you feel any type of way by Polo saying, drop the receipts, y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. You're out your rabbit ass mind. Because that's how you stand on business. And guess what? You know something else? That's how the other big advocates, that's how they come aboard. That's how all them big advocates with real names, they come aboard because they see the receipts.
Oh, they throwing the shade, y'all. The shade is being thrown. It's going in.
They see the receipts.
Y'all.
Hey, Alicia Williams, I see you got a green camera by your name. I bet you see. And if I was the informant, if I was the detective informant, guess what I've been telling them? Guess what I've been told the detective? The same people that scream for justice, them the ones in the way of justice. How about that? That's if I was the informant for the detective, that's what I would have told the detective. Detective Dawes, the same people screaming for justice, them the ones in the way of getting justice. Make them drop the receipts detective dogs. Make them drop the receipts. That's what I would have said if I was the informant for the detective. But my question to you is, why is you friends on my page? Why is you still here? Why is you even in my chambers? Let me screenshot your name.
Oh, shit.
Appreciate it. This informant needed your name. Because why is you here? Whoop-de-doo. Why is you still friends on my page? You thought you creep too. Because you on my page, list as a friend, send me a friend request, then stay on my page just to talk about me. You ain't got nothing better else to do. Whoop-de-doo. You feel like I'm the informant? Whoop-de-doo. Well, guess what? If I'm the informant for the detective, guess what? I guess I'm the only one that can get justice.
Yep.
If I'm the informant. Whoop-de-doo. And guess what you just did? Fucked it up. Whoop-de-doo. How about that? Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-motherfucking-doo. Whoop-de-motherfucking-doo. Hey, man, why you still here, Lisa? You still rest as a friend on my page. Go unfriend yourself. Whoop-de-doo. 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 Oh, it say follower. Alicia Williams. You a follower. Why you follow me? Unfriend yourself. Unfriend yourself. Unfriend yourself. You keep forgetting. You keep forgetting, Alicia Williams. I was going viral before you. Before them. Before this situation. Before all of it. Go check my other page. Whoop-de-doo. And one thing about it is, they know. They know. They know from the other page that Polo stand on receipts. If he can't get receipts, he is not condoning to what you got going on. No matter who come against me, who go against me, if I don't get them receipts, I'm not keep going on with no lies. I'm not entertaining no lies. It's obvious. No matter how you look at it, you ever wonder why the daddy never wanted to be the voice? He never wanted to speak, but he'll get on my lives and cut up and hang out and have fun. But you ever wonder why he never vocally spoke, be the spokesman for his own son? Because remember, Rena was doing him so bad, so wrong. But you ever wonder why he never was a spokesman in this situation? Remember, he was there in the hospital. You ever wonder why he never was a spokesman? Shit. All right. You tell me one parent. You tell me one parent in this world who don't want to be the spokesman for their child. Tell me. You tell me. You tell me how one parent feels some type of way about the other parent, but they don't want to be the spokesman for their child. You tell me. You tell me. Come on. Be real. Be real. Be real. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Because in reality, you just want back what's yours. You want back what's yours if you want to be technical. The only thing you want out this situation is what's yours. And we're not talking about Joe. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. But y'all expect, oh, Polo not to feel no type of way because Polo wants y'all to drop the receipts. Y'all got the world confused. Y'all got the world thinking it's one thing. It's a reason why you're not the spokesman. It's the reason why you're not speaking or even advocating for your own child. Remember, not one day have you been the advocate. Not one day have you became the advocate for your child. Remember? 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 You just won't bite what's yours. Remember? Don't act like we ain't have conversations. You forgot. You forgot. Why you think Polo Holly and demanding? Just drop the receipts. Drop the receipts. Drop the receipts. See, cause when y'all, and then I hear, he must be talking to Lulu. Boy, he on powder, Floyd. Powder blue don't move. How?
Let me tell you something. He don't like Lulu. I don't know why people think that. He said, like he said on his live yesterday, I think it was yesterday, a couple of days, the day before, he ain't cool with Lulu. He said specifically, I still blame Lulu. He don't like Lulu.
I'm on powder. How I'm on powder, powder blue don't move? How the fuck I'm on powder?
He don't like Lulu either.
How?
He even said, he was the one that said that the friend and Lulu went out to dinner together. They were sending him stuff saying that, hey, they went to dinner together. Yeah, he got the video. He was like, yeah, the friend, Dro friend, he said he didn't even trust him either.
Make it make sense. Get out my page. Why? They can't tell you that. How the fuck they bitch? Gotta come a little better than that.
He
Them
don't
fights.
fuck with Lulu.
Ding dong. But here go people.
Yeah, he passionate.
People gonna come around and say, oh, Polo a fuck nigga and all that shit. Fuck nigga. This fuck nigga keep them receipts. And one thing about this fuck nigga, all you gotta do is tell this fuck nigga, shut the fuck up. He go all the receipts, nigga.
He don't care about Lulu. Let me tell you something. He talked about Lulu, the best friend. He's drugged the mother. Everybody can get it. He does not know. I don't know why they would say that. That man already said.
Hey man, Quisha, like Davis, all that talk about the damn case. Go talk to the advocate about the damn case. All that you talking about, you can't talk about the case if you don't know the truth about the case. You instead of talking about the case, and these people ain't telling you the truth about the case. Truth and fights that they are. That's all I'm waiting for, man. That's it. No, I'm hot. I'm heated. I'm sweating because I just can't wait.
What happened?
They all the way lost in the sauce. They so lost in the sauce, it don't make no sense. But I want their ass to be smothered in this sauce. Smothered. All it called for is those receipts. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's all. But y'all have a blessed Friday the 13th. Y'all have a blessed Friday.
So this was she posted. Hold on, y'all. She posted this yesterday. She shared this. So the Jennings and Davis are cool, like again, I guess. So he said, "You people are crazy if y'all thought it was gonna be Jennings versus Davis. We Jennings don't rock like that. Our love and respect remains the same for Dro, whether he's here or not. It's no drama when he was here. It was no drama when he was here. So what make y'all think there's gonna be drama now that he's gone? Let me make something very clear. drama. I don't do negative. Nor do I do hold on, because it's still playing. I thought he was done. But I don't do negativity, nor do I do hate. And then she posted these pictures. Let me see if I can share it.
It's Thursday.
Her thing always do that. Anyway, moving forward. But yeah, that's just what they've been doing. Then she started posting pictures of all of them together. He must become great, I must become less. Showing from the funeral, everybody together with the shirts on and stuff. So she ain't really say too much about it, the situation. Let me see. It's nothing much of being said right now, so it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on, but we'll talk about it. I'm gonna get back on this now because this is too much. Like what? Who child? All right, we finna go to Naziah Harris. A lot of people ask. Naziah has been going for 2 years, right? She has been missing. Do I have a picture? I know I got a picture of Shorty on here somewhere. No, here she go. Naziah Harris was pregnant by her auntie, baby father. Okay, her auntie Shannon, baby father, Jarvis Brooks. Now, from what I'm understanding, Jarvis receives 35 to 60 years, if I'm not mistaken, and it's concurrent. What pissed me off is the aunties and the grandmother. The fake tears pissed me off, but we're going to get into that. Let me share my screen. And make sure I'm reading it right. I don't want nobody coming in the comments saying it ain't reading right, child. They had a whole fit, child. Jarvis Butts is sentenced to prison who for the murder of Naziah Harris. Jarvis Butts, the man who unalived the 13-year-old Naziah Harris, received 35 to 60 years of prison for the teens unaliving. Butts also received 10 to 50. Oh, he's done. He done got life. Hold on. Let me finish reading this. I'm gonna say something. They also received 5, 10 to 15 years sentences for the actual assault to the children that will run concurrent to the longer murder sentence. Now, he tried to do a plea deal and say he was guilty to not get life. But let's be clear, Jarvis got life. So he did all that telling and got life. Now, we're going to go into what the cousin had to say as well after we played the reactions, because she had a lot to say, honey. Yeah, she had a lot to say. So, he got 15 years. He got concurrent 10 to 15 years, and he was sentenced to 35 to 60 years in prison. So he thought that he got a plea deal. He won't get the maximum or whatever. But sir, you just got it. You're gonna be sitting behind bars for the rest of your days. Now, mind you, he in his 40s. He is gone for life. He is gone for life, child. That is done and over with. And hold on, let me see. Let me go to Roxy page because Roxy had a lot to say. I think I'll show it now. Let me go there. We gonna take you there. We gonna go there. Okay. So she has mostly been, there the whole time, making, saying things, advocating. And she said Jarvis' statement of Nazia's whereabouts will not be released to the public. The location has only been told to the Harris family, being Annette, Shannon, and Marquita Harris. Only they knew. So it's only the location is only told to the detectives and to like they didn't know anyway. They know where that girl was. Let's just make that clear. Marquita, Shannon, and Annette know exactly where that little girl is. They know where her body is at. They know. And Rossi said, my thing is, why y'all holding her location? We just want to lay her to rest properly. That's it. You giving a location to people who hid what was happening to her for years. And I agree. They know the location, so I guess that is the location. And let's just be clear. Did she say, shaking my hand, a bunch of BS? They might as well let him walk out the door. I wish today was a day of sentencing to unaliving rather than life. You could take someone else's life. I'm not excited about it at all, and here's why. As I've said before, Annette Harris is the sole legal guardian of Nazia Harris. Excuse me. The prosecution brought her a plea deal. She agreed to it, and the court accepted it. Because he agreed to that plea deal, it has also meant that many of the people involved would not have to testify in court. That means we'll never truly know what happened to Nazia. As Nazia's immediate family, there has been no public outcry, no desperate pleas for help, and no real push for answers about where she is or what happened to her by any of them. Instead, there has been silence, with a child's life ended in a way that still leaves so many questions unanswered. Today is difficult because justice should mean truth, accountability, and closure. Right now, it feels like the truth about Nazia may never fully be told. But I still believe the truth has a way of coming out, and the people responsible, whether through justice systems or on their own conscience, will one day have to answer for what happened to Nazia. She deserved better, and the story will not be forgotten. Somebody says it's time to take this case to Dateline or 2020. There's a YouTuber who covers crime cases. Her name is Cadell Ray. There's also a Crime Junkie podcast that I listen to. I recommend you reach out to them and start exposing them. You are the voice for Nazia. So basically, that's what's going on there. Now let's get into what pissed me off. Because as I sit here and listen to the closing statements of Annette and Shannon, and I listen to what they said, it upsets me because what they said, it was mostly about finances. It was never about Nazia. Oh, it shifted because the kids miss her. None of that. It's mostly about themselves. And for the fact that y'all accepted a plea deal, it was like, oh, give him a plea deal is crazy. That let me know they did not care about that girl. So let's get into his sister. Let me share my screen.
I can't understand why he would put a cost back to an innocent child. Not just Nazia, but to his own children that have his face.
Man, so for y'all that don't understand what just happened, right? Jarvis, but they were giving people a chance to come up and talk and make statements and stuff in the court. Jarvis' sister came in and was speaking. Now in the beginning, she said she didn't even.
I wanted to pause real quick. Somebody named Mr. Motor City said something. I'm finna read it to y'all. And he said that she didn't even speak to her daughter, Shannon. Shannon still has this complex of blaming everybody else, including her child, that her man is locked up. So them excuse my French, them fake behind tears that she showed on that stand was fake. And I said that. Let's get into it. Somebody said they didn't get the kids back, and Shannon didn't even say nothing to her daughter when she went on the stand. Shannon has house in Virginia as well. He gave that baby house in Virginia. So he unalived once they find out she was pregnant. They would have found that baby had house in Virginia. So that's none of the main reason he unalived that baby. He also has 5 cases against girls under the age of 12 years of age. And someone say, why y'all just be saying stuff with no
Plan
proof?
on
Where did it come from that he
coming
had
in there
house in
today, but
Virginia?
she ended up in there. So
Now, this is alleged. He's saying that they could have. I don't know if that man had house in Virginia. He probably does. Who knows? And I'm gonna say this. People saying they saying stuff. No. Jarvis, and this is not alleged. We have heard this. Jarvis liked to sleep with men as well. Jarvis is bisexual. Allegedly. Okay, I'm gonna say allegedly to protect myself. I don't know if they had house in Virginia. I don't know. Now, what I can say is that was kind of, I can agree with the house in Virginia, okay? But what I can say is this. I don't think he unalived that girl because of that, but I think he was trying to hide that that baby was his. Shannon wasn't going to leave, and she has not since he slept with other women and got engaged on Shannon. We saw that. And also, Naziah had already went to the police department about him touching on her and starting stuff with her. And they sat there and asked Shannon in Annette, are the kids safe at the time? That's why Detroit Police Department feel like they have failed her. Because he knew that if she was pregnant and showed it in there and found out how old that man was, that he was finna get locked up for statutory and given a child. That baby had already called CPS on them before. Annette was still sending them kids to that goddamn place. But I'm gonna let this play.
while she's talking, she says that basically he was doing this to the other victims who are his kids, who got his same face and stuff like that. Mind you, he still got open cases. You can't go in there and say that on that thing. You're supposed to make a certain type of statement. You feel me? That's why they cut that live. The time she said that, when she went supposed to say it, they cut that shit off. One life.
I had no plans to come here today. I've been battling with myself on what is the right thing to do, what is the wrong thing to do. I'm here today for Naziah and for my nieces and the other victims that my brother has harmed. Got up this morning with every intention on going to work because for the last 2 years, I have to go back to that day that I saw a little girl that I did not know, that I had never seen. And I wish that there was a sign that she looked okay, and I believe that she was someone else's niece. And I had no reason not to believe what my brother said to me. That day will forever haunt me because I go back to why was I there? Why didn't I know? Why was there no sign? However, I'm a firm, even if we don't know why. And I feel like I was put there that day to be a voice for Naziah and for every other child that my brother has harmed. I believe that Naziah's story brought a lot of the other victims out to the forefront. And sitting in the courtroom today, there are many Messiahs, many other victims that are unfortunately being harmed right now at this moment. And people are turning a blind eye to it. People are from monsters, from the very people who are supposed to love them and protect them. I don't know why my brother has turned into the person that is in this courtroom today. This is not who I remember as a child. I remember a little boy that used to follow me everywhere, that always wanted to protect me, even though I'm older than him. My brother knows that I've been a victim of sexual assault. My brother knows that I've been molested at a very young age. And he knows the pain that it causes. I can't understand why he would want to cause that to an innocent child. Not just his eye, but to his own children that have his face. I hope that every victim and my nieces and nephews can heal.
Yeah.
I can't understand why he would want to cause that to an innocent child.
Child. Okay, here we go.
She said, Dear Honorable Judge, I stand before you today with deep resilience and determination. When I was just 4 years old,
Oh,
Mr. Jarvis Butts took away my childhood and shattered my sense of safety. Though I am still young, I have faced years of pain and trauma caused by his actions. Today, I speak with truth of what he stole from me starting at 4 years old. 33 years cannot undo the harm he caused. By the time he is eligible for release, he will be in his 70s. Mr. Butts continues to show that his character is to abuse children, and in my truest heart, I believe. She said, Dear Honorable Judge, I stand before you today with deep resilience and determination. When I was just 4 years old,
that's so sad, y'all. That's so sad. Here we go with Marquita. Marquita said something. Now, what's crazy is Shannon not there. Marquita said it has affected her. And what pissed me off with Marquita is the fact that they were talking about themselves. They didn't talk about Naziah.
You can have a seat or you can stand, however you're most comfortable. Again, that red illuminated device, it's a microphone and a recording device. Just try to direct your voice into that. And if you could just state and spell your name, please.
My name is Marquita Harris, M-A-R-K-E-T-T-A. Last name, Harris, H-A-R-R-I-S.
Thank you. And ma'am, you also have a prepared statement?
Yes.
If you wouldn't mind just providing a copy to the prosecutor's office for the court file following the hearing today, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Whenever you're ready.
It has been 2 years, 2 months, 3 days since we heard, seen, or even physically touched Naziah. This has tremendously affected my family and I mentally, physically, and emotionally. Since this case started, we have been physically assaulted in public, cyberbullied, harassed, stalked, and so much more. I became homeless, lost several jobs in the past 2. My life, my family life, will never be the same as you. You have taken something so precious from us, and we'll never be.
I gotta find out why she got kicked out, because all of a sudden, child, you know what? But you know, I heard that she didn't even look at her daughter. I heard she didn't look at her daughter at all.
Every morning, every day, every month, and every dollar. I have to remind myself that my niece, Naziah, isn't coming back. Our life will never be the same again. Justice isn't served. You're still able to live. You're still able to get health care. You're still able to breathe without any remorse. You are a habitual serial predator.
My
You have
thing is,
taken
Shannon couldn't take her man
you
getting
have
life.
taken my first daughter before I had my own. I hate you. I wish nothing but the worst for you. I despise you. My children were removed from my care temporarily because of you. My children's behavior has changed because of you. You have gave the world a whole story to talk
Oh,
about.
wow.
But today we're here to tell you how this made us feel.
I think a lot of people think that it's Shannon. That's Annette. From my understanding, with the baby dad had a conversation. Annette did not live with Shannon Marquita. I'm sorry. Annette, Marquita did not live. I don't know why I get their names mixed up. Say it again. Marquita. This is Marquita. This is not Shannon. This is Marquita. Marquita did not live with Shannon or Annette. Okay? I want to clarify that. Marquita didn't live with Shannon or Annette. Marquita had her own place at the time. Marquita had her own place. Because of the situation with Shannon and Annette, she did lose her place and she did lose her job because they were threatening Marquita as well. And people find out Marquita didn't live with them when all this was going on. Marquita, from what the baby daddy said, Marquita would send the children over there while she was at work to go to their grandma's house to be with Shannon, their auntie, Naziah, and Annette. From what was understood, Marquita had her own place. Because remember, Marquita lost her place and went over to the boyfriend house with Shannon because they realized that Shannon could not stay with Annette any longer. She had to go over there. So that's how I'll never forget. They were staying at the boyfriend house. And the boyfriend, I don't know if it's an ex-boyfriend or whatever, was basically saying, you know, how the kids don't go to school because of what happened. They not working. He said, I'm fine with Marquita and her kids. He said, my issue ain't Marquita because that's my girlfriend, but she's starting to piss me off because we got Shannon and her kids over here. So imagine all of that going on. That's exactly what that man said. He's saying the conversations that is having is weird to me. He said that. Mm-hmm.
Justice will never be served. Going back to the house where Naziah lived doesn't feel the same anymore. I don't sleep at all anymore.
Now, I'm not sticking up for Marquita. Do I think she knows some things? Absolutely. Do I believe her twin sister confided her? Absolutely. That is her twin sister. That is her twin. She knows. She exactly know. All of them know. That's her twin. You telling me a twin not gonna tell their twin? They're twins. They connected for a reason.
I recommend that the court give him the electric chair if that's what Michigan, if we had it. A life for a life. We will never know her last words. We will never know if she suffered in pain. I can't really say or express how I really feel to this whole tragic situation. Since January 9th, 2024 will be the day I'll never forget, the day that I got the call that she never came back home. I never lived with myself. I never be able to hear her voice. I never be able to physically touch her. I never be able to see her smile. I never be able to. I'll never be able to get to hold her again. I'll never be able to get to listen to her, see her smile. I'll never get to see her tell me stories of what her day went on about school. I'll never get to have a chance ever again because of you. Hurts.
Well, damn, at least she showed some damn emotion. I ain't trying to be funny. At least she say I never, even though she made it about herself, which pissed me off, but she didn't mention, oh, just myself and money. She did say she'll never get to see her and talk to her again and hold her. I give that. But grandma, I don't fuck with grandma. The grandma do a lot more shit than everybody else, honey.
You can have a
Grandma was
seat
in the
or you
funny
can
field.
stand,
I'm sorry.
however you're most comfortable. Again, that red illuminated device,
The
it's a
grandma
microphone
wanted
and
the
a recording
money.
device. Just try to direct your
I'm gonna
voice
be
into
honest.
that.
Shannon and the
And keep the
grandma
statements
only
starting.
thought about the coin. They didn't, excuse me, think about anything else but the coin. Here we go right here. He done pissed y'all. Hold on, let me start back. And a lot of people said what they said because of the fact with Annette, because like it said exactly, Annette only cared about losing money and being homeless. Annette don't give a fuck about that was. Let me tell y'all something. Annette having those kids, excuse me, y'all, and running it as a foster care facility was her money. That was how she paid her rent, how she paid her bills, how she paid her car note, how she paid this and that, and locked the fridge. Okay, Annette gave a darn about the money. Annette, I'm finna be honest and clear with you. Annette ain't give a fuck about them kids as well as Shannon. That was a check to them. Them kids were a check to them. I don't care how y'all try to spill it, what little tears she got on here as an older lady. It was a check. And she got to live with the guilt of this girl. Ain't no telling where she at, being gone for the rest of her life.
Victim impact statements from Annette Harris, Marquita
That
Harris,
was
and
it.
Jarvis Butt's sister, who just popped up on the scene. Y'all, this is a very sad, heart-wrenching case. Naziah Harris, age 13, went missing on a Detroit east side getting off her school bus. The last person she was seen with was Jarvis Butts at the time, 41 years old, 42. He has admitted that he has unalived Naziah and dumped her body somewhere in the river road. Let's get into it.
I would like to thank the court for giving me the opportunity to speak and stand here before you to address the concerns that me and my family have. It has been 2 years and 2 months since I reported.
Now this person, Mr. Motor City, is in here and saying that Jarvis told. Now this is alleged. I don't know if he was in the courtroom or not, or wasn't, but he under every comment saying that Jarvis did say that he have something. Because this man is saying allegedly. I'm just reading a comment, okay? If y'all coming in, y'all watch the replay. This is allegedly. I did not state this, but this guy is on TikTok. Allegedly, he's saying he was there. Before we get into the statement, allegedly, okay? This is all alleged with the comment. So he said, I was inside of that courtroom when all that commotion was going on. The kicker, the only people who was inside of the courtroom knew Jarvis is sick, and the judge told Jarvis he has to take, medical counseling. So that means Shannon has it, and so did Naziah.
The judge.
Now,
I want you to know that my life is stand here.
Let's get into it.
I'm not sure how true that is. Let me go read the comments to this. Hold on, let me send this to myself because I do want to read the comments under that because let me go on my TikTok. Let me open it up because I can't scroll for some reason, but I'm gonna have to Google and find out. Let me go to that comment. Now these are the comments. Somebody say, please say psych right now. Somebody say, what the hell? Wow. Yes, it's one of the other videos on the TT. So it says it's one of the videos on the TT of the judge reading out the terms of the sentence. I hope somehow the kids did not get it. 35 years is likely a life sentence for him. I don't think he'll make it that long. Someone said, oh my God. Somebody said, I work in the house in Virginia field, and that isn't necessarily true. Someone can have house in Virginia, get treatment that doesn't allow to pass it to anyone. Wait a minute now. This is so I'm not sure. We're gonna find that video. But they did say they read the conditions, and he does. So I don't know, but he's been stating that allegedly now that's what happened.
I would like to thank the court for giving me the opportunity to speak and stand here before you to address the concerns that me and my family have. It has been 2 years and 2 months since I reported this I am missing. I want you to know that my life will never be the same. My family's life will never be the same
Everything about her, everything.
without Messiah. And every day that I wake up with her, I wake up feeling depressed. It's another day without her. Words cannot express just how much me and my family really miss and love Messiah. This has impacted my life and my family's life. There are days when I can't, when I don't want to get out of bed. I wake up feeling depressed. I don't want to talk to anybody, to anyone, just get out of bed. I've been following me in my car, pictures posted, setting up GoFundMe raises in Naziah's name without my permission.
What?
This has also affected me financially. But
Girl,
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Take your time now.
right, Crimea River.
And I don't come into my home. I just,
Step up. Too late. So, man, in the ring, and then black. Let's go.
Please remain quiet. Quiet in the court.
shut the fuck up.
First of all, Shannon, how you gonna tell somebody to shut up? Girl, you shut up. You shut up. Somebody could have told you to shut the F up. Number one, your mom was talking about how it affected her pockets. It was nothing about how anything else. Oh, I was harassed. Oh my God. They did this and that to me. I don't trust anybody. I don't have anything. Them children are out my care. Oh my God. But it wasn't oh my God when that girl sat there and told y'all, and when CPS came to that house with the police department, the Detroit Police Department came to their house and said that they got a call from her. It wasn't affecting y'all then, right? It didn't affect y'all then, right? It didn't affect y'all when they said they had chains on. It didn't affect y'all when that girl was doing dancing and saying this and that. And it didn't affect y'all when y'all kept having that man over at that house knowing what he was doing and kept sending them girls to go clean up that auto place. It didn't affect y'all then, right? Yeah. No urgency to look for her to the date of, yes, exactly. Y'all didn't call that day. We found out y'all called the school and didn't call nobody for waited 24 hours. She's not an adult to wait 24 fucking hours. When she saw Shannon seeing her, both Shannon fat ass, excuse my French. Okay, I said what I said. Seeing that girl get off that bus and walk down that way to that goddamn car place thing that he owed. It wasn't a sense of urgency to say, oh my God, we need to see what's going on. Y'all didn't pop up there that man's job and ask where that girl was with an attitude. Y'all didn't show your tail. Why? Because that is Shannon man. And then now that Shannon man is in jail for the rest of his life and on impregnated her daughter, and she said it did nothing. Ain't no sense to you crying. We heard you tell them children to shut the F out. Y'all was cussing them children out, going out being nasty towards them kids, ruthless as hell. Still had that man around while he was touching on his own children. And I guarantee them kids done told y'all he was touching on them and you did nothing. Naziah, to be her age, went, and he's been messing with this girl since she was, 11 or 12. She went to the police station herself and reported him with his daughter, who is about the same age as her, and has a child with her father. Not a boy off the street, her father. Meaning Naziah and that little girl were pregnant around the same darn time. Come to find out, y'all knew that girl was goddamn pregnant before she went missing because you took her to the doctor, allegedly, from what is being told. These little girls wasn't fast. They weren't grown. They got pregnant from a man that should have been protecting them, especially him impregnating his daughter. It's crazy. Excuse me? And you talking about your finances? Baby, you should have been thought about them finances a long time ago when he was still over there. You should have been thought about them finances when Shannon was still accepting his calls. Hi, you have a collect call from an inmate from. Yeah, you should have thought about it. Should have thought about it. Because guess what? Shannon was still talking to him. You should have thought about it when he accepted that plea deal. He still got life, though. But still, you should have been got more than just 30 to 65. He's 41. By the time he even get a chance to walk out that door, he'll be 70-something, 80 years old. He's going to die in prison. You should have thought about that when your daughter got pregnant from him. She has multiple kids. Shannon, you can't tell nobody to shut the F up, because while he took your little tax money you gave him or whatever money and gave it to another chick, let's be clear. Whatever money he got, he didn't think to buy you a ring. He brought somebody else a ring. And the fact that you and that little ex-fiance looked at this little girl like she was this is a little girl, like she was competition, and had it's crazy. This is a 13-year-old. You looked at this girl like she was competition for this man. Not a child, competition. Please.
Since this case started, we have been physically assaulted in public, cyberbullied, harassed, stalked, and so much more.
Child, I don't even want to hear no more. Let me play my home.
The judge just sentenced Jarvis, but honestly, that wasn't enough. The judge just sentenced Jarvis, but honestly, that wasn't enough. Jarvis just got hit with 35 to 60 years. Now, this was for the crimes that he did to the kids that he was around, but we have to remember, Naziah has still not been found. A lot of people don't even know yet that he has been sentenced. But 35 to 60 years, somebody said that that's not enough time. Now, it was a lot of commotion inside of this courtroom. I'm not going to lie. I didn't watch it live with y'all, but I'm going to update.
I'm going to see if it's on court TV, but correction. It's 35 to 60 for Naziah, and then it's 10 to 15 concurrently for the children. So obviously this nigga has, he's never getting out. He's never walking the streets again. He's gonna die in prison. He inmate to death, to be honest, till he passed to Lord Jesus Savior Christ. And then, I'm sick of it too. I'm tired of, cause what? And then he might have to go to like a nursing home for inmates. So yeah, he gonna die in prison.
y'all. The grandma got up there hooting and hollering. People was in the hallway telling her to shut up as she was on the stand. She couldn't even finish reading her statement to Jarvis before the sentencing. So many people got up there saying how they felt about the entire situation. My thing is this, to everybody involved, I still stand in the same place when I say y'all should have did something about it long before this, because it was going on with not only Naziah, it was going on with a bunch of kids around him, including his own. Honestly, if you ask me, I don't care what nobody think or how nobody feel about it. All they asses need to be sitting right next to him and going to do the same amount of time, if not more, just like he need. He has been sentenced. Finally, this comes to a close. Hopefully, we find out about Naziah. It was an update a little while ago about where he last had her, and they went looking. But all I say is this: if you see something, say something. This is a direct reminder of why we have to watch who is around our kids. I'm just here to bring y'all the news. I'm just a messenger.
All right. I'm finna show this on Court TV. Yep, all of them are, I agree. All of them is.
Well, again, Mr. Butts is here today, sentenced for 6 different cases today.
Damn.
Mr. Butts entered guilty pleas on all 6 of his cases, and there's sentence agreements negotiated on each one of his 6 files. Of course, it goes without saying that the offenses that Mr. Butts is here to be sentenced on are of the most serious nature. Mr. Butts has a criminal history dating back to 1997. He spent time in Michigan Department of Corrections previously for a criminal sexual conduct conviction following a plea he entered in 2005. Noteworthy that he was paroled sometime in 2012 and almost immediately returned to his criminal behaviors upon being paroled. And Mr. Butts, I hope that you have truly listened to all the people who spoke here in open court, and the impact that your inexcusable and horrendous behaviors have had on the lives of so many people. Mr. Butts, you're going to have many years to sit and dwell on your horrible actions. And it's often noted that justice is blind, but eventually, Mr. Butts, justice.
Hey, mysterious eyes.
As noted by both sides, these 6 cases are very complex with a lot of moving parts. And I know that the prosecutor's office and the defense team spend a lot of hours working on resolutions.
Yeah, they should have made them look up.
And I wanted to thank them for their efforts. I'm also hopeful that although the court could never make the victims of any of these crimes truly whole again, hopeful that the lengthy prison sentence being imposed today is going to bring about some needed closure for all of the victims and their families so that they can begin the healing process. So I'll go case by case, Mr. Butts. I'm going to start with file 25000-21801FH. Mr. Butts, for the offense of homicide, murder, 2nd degree of Naziah Harris. The court is going to sentence you consistent with the sentence agreement, 35 to 60 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections. You're not to have any verbal, written, electronic, or physical contact with Annette Harris or any family members of Naziah Harris. It's either directly through yourself or through any other third party. That includes all forms of social media as well. You're not to be within 500 feet of the residence, school, or place of employment. I have to assess $130 for the crime victim's assessment on that file, and I have to assess $68 state costs on that file as well. As a term and condition of that sentence agreement, you're also to make a truthful statement regarding the location of the body of Naziah Harris. With regard to court costs and attorney's fees, I'll address that at the end. once I've completed all of the files. Moving next into file 24002-23601FH. Mr. Butts, for the offense of criminal sexual conduct in the second degree, person under 13, defendant 17 or older. The court is going to sentence you, consistent with the sentence agreement, to 10 to 15 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections. You are going to be required to complete sexual abuse prevention programming or other treatment when you're referred by your agent. You are going to be required to register under the Michigan Sex Offenders Registration Act and comply with all requirements of that act. You must provide a completed copy of the Michigan Sex Offenders Registration form to your field agent on your first in-person report following vacating your residence. Any address change, address verification, or change in your status with an institution of higher education. At each address change or verification period, you must present your Michigan driver's license or operator's license or personal identification card to the field agent at your first in-person contact. On that file, you're not to have any verbal, written, electronic, or physical contact with Michaela, Mikayla Jackson, or any of her family members, either directly or through any other third party, again, including all forms of social media, not to be within 500 feet of the residence, school, or place of employment. Again, I'm required to assess $130 to the crime victim's rights assessment and the $68 state cost. It's also required that there's lifetime electronic monitoring pursuant to MCL 750520. And again, I'll address court costs and attorney's fees at the end. Moving now to file number 24006232001FC. Mr. Butts, for the offense of criminal sexual conduct in the second degree, person under 13, defendant 17 or older, the court will sentence you to 10 to 15 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections. Again, you're going to be required to complete sexual abuse prevention programming or other treatment when you're referred by your field agent. You're going to be required to register under the Michigan Sex Offenders Registration Act, comply with all the requirements of the act, provide a copy of the Michigan Sex Offenders Registration form to your field agent on your first in-person report following vacating your residence, any address change, address verification, or change in your status with an institution of higher education. At each address change verification period, you must present your driver's license or state identification card to the agent of your first in-person contact. Again, you're not to have any verbal, written, electronic, or physical contact with Paris Bryant or her family members. It's either directly through yourself or through any third party. You're not to be within 500 feet of the residence, school, or place of employment. Again, I'm assessing $130 of the crime victim's assessment and $68 for the state costs. Again, he's going to have to comply with lifetime electronic monitoring pursuant to MCL 750520. All right, moving into file 25000241101FH. Again, for the offense of criminal sexual conduct, second degree, person under 13, defendant 17 or older. The court is going to sentence you consistent with the sentence agreement to 10 to 15 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections. Again, you're to complete sexual abuse prevention programming or other treatment when you're referred by your agent. Again, you're required to register under the Michigan Sex Offenders Registration Act and comply with all requirements of the act, which have been stated here previously on the record. You're not to have any verbal, written, electronic, or physical contact with AHLECHE, Dinwiddie, DINWIDDIE, or her family members, either directly for yourself or through any other third party. Not to be within 500 feet of the residence, school, or place of employment. Again, assessing $130 for the crime victim's assessment, $68 for the state costs. Again, there's mandatory lifetime electronic monitoring pursuant to 750-520N. Moving into file 25004478001FH for the offense of criminal sexual conduct in the third degree, person 13 through 15. The court is going to sentence you consistent with the sentence agreement 10 to 15 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections. Again, you're to comply or complete, sexual abuse prevention programming or other treatment when you're referred by your field agent. Again, you'll be required to register as under the Michigan Sex Offenders Registration Act. Terms and conditions have been noted on the record previously. You're not to have any verbal, written, electronic, or physical contact with Jaylen, Jaylynn White, common spelling, or her family, either directly or through any other third party. Again, you're not to be within 500 feet of their residence, school, or place of employment. Again, assessing $130 for the crime victim's assessment and $68 for state costs. Additionally, you're to submit to HIV testing and complete counseling associated with HIV and AIDS, and your waive confidentiality and allow test results and medical information obtained from that test to be released to the court. And lastly, with regard to file 25006461001FC for the offense of criminal sexual conduct in the second degree, person under 13, defendant 17 or older. Again, consistent with the sentence agreement, the court will sentence you to 10 to 15 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections. Again, your complete sexual abuse prevention programming or other treatment when you're referred by your agent. Again, you're going to be required to register under the Michigan Sex Offenders Registration Act, comply with all requirements.
Now, how you gonna have him register for something? This man ain't gonna never see the daylight of day. That was petty. That man ain't gonna never touch foot out that hugger. Look what you said. He gonna get out on good behavior or something. Good behavior on what?
The act which can state
That man
previously
ain't
on
getting
record,
that.
you are not to have any verbal, written, electronic, or physical contact with Janiyah, J-A'_NIYAH, Butts, or her family, either directly or through any third party. You're not to be within 500 feet of the residence, school, or place of employment. Crime victims assessment, I'm going to assess the amount of $130 and state costs in the amount of $68. Again, lifetime electronic monitoring pursuant to MCL 750520M. So defense has requested waiver of fees regarding court costs and attorney's fees. Do people have a position?
No position, leave it in the court's discretion.
All right, considering the lengthy prison sentence that the court is going to impose and the possibility of restitution being an issue, the court will waive court costs and attorney's fees, considering Mr. Butts is going to be spending foreseeable future of the Michigan Department of Corrections.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, jail credit. Let's talk about jail credit. All right. Jail credit on file ending file 24223601. Mr. Butts will receive jail credit of 707 days. Jail credit on docket 24623201 will receive jail credit of 531 days. Docket number 25021801 will receive jail credit of 531 days. Docket 2500241101 will receive jail credit of 531 days. Docket 254478 will receive jail credit of 255 days. And lastly, docket 256461101 will receive jail credit of 167 days to his respective Michigan Department of Corrections sentences, noting that the terms and conditions of this agreement are that all of those sentences are to run concurrently. All right. Attorneys, before I get to appellate rights, turn it over to you, Mr. McPeace.
Thank you, Judge. Just for the record, on file ending in 218, second degree murder conviction, I know I placed this on the record last time, but all terms of that plea agreement have been satisfied.
Yes, thank you. All right. And Mr. Makepeace, were there counts being dismissed?
Oh, yes. Ms. A.P.A. Ripley is more than prepared.
Very good. Ms. Ripley, if you could just kindly articulate, you can just do the last four of the respective file number with regard to the counts that are being dismissed consistent with the agreement.
Yes, Judge. Under case 2236, people are dismissing counts 2, 3, and 4 and withdrawing the habitual offender fourth offense notice. Under case 6232, people are agreeing to dismiss counts 1 and 3 and withdrawing the notice to enhance habitual offender fourth offense notice. On case ending in 0218, people are moving to dismiss counts 2, 3, and 4 and the notice to enhance habitual fourth offender notice. As to docket number 0241, people are moving to dismiss counts 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and withdrawing notice to enhance habitual fourth offense notice. And docket number 4478, people are moving to dismiss count 2 and withdrawing notice to enhance sentence habitual offender fourth offense notice. And finally, in docket number 6461, people are moving to dismiss counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And hold on, that one's not right, Judge.
Which file are you looking at, Ms. Ripley?
6461. I have it right here. Yeah, it's count 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. He pled to count 3 and withdraw the habitual offender for defense notice.
That was it, correct?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. The defense, I presume, no objection.
No, that is correct.
Right, those counts and enhancements will be dismissed and or withdrawn consistent with the agreements. Mr. Butts, you do have some appellate rights, and counsel, has he been afforded with an appellate rights form?
He has been assigned.
And did you give him an appellate rights form for each one of his files?
Yes.
Great. All right, for purposes of the record, Mr. Butts, because you entered pleas with regard to your 6 cases, you would have 42 days to file an application requesting leave to appeal your various convictions and sentences if you wanted to do that. Mr. Butts, if you wanted an attorney to assist you with those applications and you could not afford an attorney, you have to request an attorney within 42 days. The court will then appoint you an attorney, provide them with portions of the record and any transcripts needed to assist you with those applications. So, Mr. Butts, you will go with the sheriffs here today. They will make sure that you make your way back to the Wayne County Jail, and ultimately you'll find your way to the appropriate Michigan Department of Corrections facility. That being noted, attorneys, is there anything additional for today's record?
Not for the people, Judge.
Not on behalf of the defense, Your Honor.
All right, we're all going to exit this courtroom in an orderly fashion. You're going to listen to the sheriffs in Brown. They're going to direct traffic with regard to getting out. What I would say is don't move until you're directed to move. Thank you. That'll conclude the record.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
Child. All right, y'all. That is it. He deserved that. He deserved that. I really don't think, you know what I'm saying? I believe that Shannon and Annette should have been sitting right next to getting them charges. They deserve getting charges because they knew what was going on. That girl should still be here. And the fact that them kids had to be taken out of Shannon and Annette care because they knew he was messing with them young girls is crazy to me. And Detroit dropped the ball. They dropped the ball. They were wrong for that. They dropped the ball. I want to thank you guys for watching. I'll be back later. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm finna see what's going on with Brianna. They say she back in jail. Let me go see what's going on. I'll be back, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all.